Hey guys, welcome back. Today we got an Ioniq. I don't know, Ioniq 5, but I don't know what year is this. But anyway, customer complained once you put it in drive, it's gonna go back to park right away. So in this guy here, when you put it in drive, it goes park right away. So I went and check our scan tool. I hook it up, our VCI, where our dongle goes into the OBD port, powers up. So we're ignition on, but this is what I'm stuck here right now, that it's trying to communicate in the vehicle but it won't communicate, it can't recognize the VIN. So I'm gonna try to start this. Well, what I notice is just a flickering. See that? Even though it says ready. Okay, let's go, let's do again. Oops, it didn't show ready. Let me. Yeah, it flickers. But earlier it will show ready here, but you can see here on the other end there is a immobilizer icon there. So I'm gonna put a booster on here, a jump pack on the battery, and see if we still have that flickering scenario. Okay, so I installed our booster pack to the battery. Let's try this again. Start this. We still have flickering. Okay, so I'm gonna try to input our VIN number manually to our scan tool and see. Okay, so we have this. I'm just gonna go to our data analysis. Oh my god, why? It's this guy here. 2024 Ioniq. So let me, Ioniq 5. Oops. No. Ioniq 5 2024. I'm gonna go to our IBU, BCM, and go smart key. Just start. Okay, so it flashes ready. You see that ready? Alright, ready to drive. Oh, we still have this immobilizer icon. Let me remove this parking brake. Does it? Okay, so that one is out. Gonna go through to this. What is this triangle? Is this TPMS? Yeah, that's TPMS. Okay. Please enter correct VIN to check vehicle. Okay, let me put the VIN again. Okay, so let's see this. What we have. ECU is not responding. Let's check the vehicle status, the system support. What? I mean, ignition on though. But even though it's not ignition on, I should be able to communicate to our IBU smart key. So right now ignition off. Okay, someone is not happy. Someone is not happy with this one. So what do we do with this one? I won't communicate. Okay, let's start this again. So that's what's going on there. It flickers. Something is not right. Obviously I can't go. Can I try this? Oops. Can I scan for codes? Even though it's okay. Okay. So let me try this. If it's gonna scan, because earlier we just went straight to our, what do you call that? On our smart key on IBU. It won't even detect that, right? So let me finish this and see what will be the result on this one. Okay, so full system scan. Obviously, they're all X. So something in the network is down. So service information. Let's try service information. ATM. Okay, this is gonna be a fun one. It could be an easy one, but let's go first to our diagnostic can. Let's see if we can find that. M and B G E DCAN. Okay, so here's our DCAN. We get our data link connector here, right? That's on our OBD2 port. Multi-purpose check, and it's gonna go straight to our ICU. After that, it's gonna spread from the ICU to communicate other communication. It's MCAN A L. Okay, here's our OBD2 port. DCAN. It's hardwired straight to our ICU. Okay. Mobile purpose check. And then I guess we're gonna pick one network, either CCAN or PCAN, and see, because it should communicate even though I'm in ignition off. Let's say I lost a key, right? Or the customer lost a key, it needs to be programmed. Obviously you cannot go ignition on, so it's staying at ignition off. And then when you try to program it, you manually input the VIN number, and you can still communicate to the module, in this case the smart key unit, or in the IBU, right? But in this case I can't even communicate with that. So since we cannot communicate with that, I'm gonna look for a module that's easier to access, to see what's going on, and maybe we can try to focus on that one, because for sure this is all related, all of them, because it's impossible that one or all of the modules are down. I can't even communicate. So yeah, first I have to ask someone first to help me push this vehicle down, because I'm on the ground level. So I'm gonna push this car down first, and then I guess we can do this in the bay. Alright guys, so we're in the beacon right now. So this is the layout of the beacon. So our terminating resistance will be on the ICU, so that's the smart junction box, and on the IBU, right? So the IBU will not go straight there, because that's buried under there on our glove box. Our ICU, yeah, it's accessible here, but the connector is at the back of the ICU, right? So that's the back, that's too much. So what we're gonna do, I just checked these guys here. I think my easiest access will be EMF11. So this guy will be on our kick panel, as you can see here. That's gonna be on the driver's side. So I'm gonna locate those pins, and let's just measure our can resistance there. So we should get 60 ohms, because we have two terminating resistance, right? 120, 120. So yeah, does it have anything to say here? Nothing. Okay, so it's just 2 terminating resistance. And yeah, let's see, because let me try this again. Can I go? Doesn't do anything. That's neutral, so it's just spark and neutral. Okay, but the rest are working. Oh, so the sunroof is working, my climate is working, right? Turn off. My windows are working, so also my door lock are working. But that's why I picked this, because in my opinion, I should be able still to communicate even the ignition off, because that's what I know. So that if ever there's a chance, as I mentioned before, that if this guy is lost, we still can program the keys even though we don't have the keys, right? So let me look for those wires, MF11. So we're gonna go pin 44, 43, or pin 6 or 7, the same MF11, and let's measure our resistance value there. Alright guys, so I locate our MF11 pin number 6 and 7. So that's our beacon, high and low. That's gonna be orange and green, as you can see on our resistance value here. Oh, so it went 0, 060, and earlier it was just staying 0. As you can see there, it's moving around. Oh, let me just touch this guy here by my hand. Okay, so there you go. That's 0 ohms. Okay, so that's good. That should not be 0 ohms. Let me put my one lead to the ground. So I'm just using chassis at 0 ohms. Okay, so the green, let me go. What's the green? Green will be, that's our, what is this? High. Okay, can high beacon. That's the green. That's 0 to the rail here on the seat. 0. So I'm gonna go to my orange wire now. So that's the low side, and still our low side too is 0 ohms. Okay, so short to ground. I'm gonna try to use my scope, and it's really short to ground, but yeah, that's shorty to ground, both high and low on beacon. So I'm gonna set up my scope and let's just see the pattern of what's going on. Alright guys, so I hook up my scope here. I'm using a breakout box so that I can have a good stable ground here. So I connected our red, that's gonna be our can be high, and the blue is can be low, right? So on my pattern here on our scope, looks like we have communication there. It doesn't say anything about short to ground. Let me just stop this and let's measure our voltages here. So the can be is 2.4 to 3.3, and the low side will be 2.4 to 1.5. So looks like that's a good pattern there. But why is it showing what do you call that, short to ground? Let me double check that again. Well, I'm still in ignition off, right? So alright guys, so we're back. I'm back. So anyway, we found out last time was we still have short to ground, right? But I should have known better. If you're measuring resistance, you should unplug the generator cable, right? At least everything shuts off. Because what I noticed is when I plug this in, our connector here, MF11, yeah, when it was no short to ground, and every time I press the brake pedal here, trying to start it, it's trying to I guess to communicate and everything, and we're gonna have a short to ground. So anyway, what I did last time was I tried to unplug everything here, whatever, because when the negative cable is still connected, the battery is still connected and everything. So all of these components here, I unplug it, even at the back of the trunk, rear seat. So, and I'm still wondering why I still have short to ground. everything is unplugged. The only thing that can cause short to ground is the harness. So anyway, I said, you know what, let me remove the negative cable. So when I removed the negative cable, I got no short to ground. So I did my resistance testing from component going to the IBU here and to the ICU. So the last time when I checked it was I got no 120, so there's no 120 ohm here on our ICU. So I thought, oh, maybe we have a issue with our resistance there. But so I dig further there, and then I think I mentioned on one of my when we were testing earlier was this guy here. This is not OEM. I don't know what's this. Maybe it's a tracker or whatever. So I traced that wire going all the way at the top, and I saw a small module there that's placed. So right now everything is plugged in, right? Well, except on all these components. So if I'm gonna start this, so right now I'm gonna try to start that. You can see there, it says P. So I'm gonna move it to drive, and it goes to P right away. So that was the complaint, right? But last time we didn't have it didn't do that, but it just had this immobilizer icon. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug that connector there. I guess that's in a tracking device or whatever. I'm gonna unplug that. Let me just turn this off. So that guy was, I'm just gonna pull that. Okay, start this again, and right now we're on P. Don't worry about this because I unplugged some stuff already. I'm gonna put it in drive. Now it's staying on drive now, right? So now I'm gonna drop my scan VCI, connect this, and let's see if we can communicate to the vehicle now. Okay, so let me connect this guy here. Let me just exit here. It's trying to connect now. Okay, we can go auto VIN. Failed to retrieve. Okay. VIN searching failed still. Okay. Let me go to data analysis. Okay, still doesn't communicate with our ongoing IBU BCM smart key. Let's go smart key. Okay, so we still can't communicate on this guy here, so I don't know why. But when I'm going to put it in drive, put it in drive now. We can put that on drive now, reverse, right? So I don't know why it's still not trying to detect the VIN number. VIN data being retrieved, still failed. So it still failed. Something is connected on this one. So I'm gonna put everything back together except on this one, and then yeah, I'm gonna look for what else is connected on this one. I don't know, maybe they connected somewhere, maybe to the diagnostic CAD. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, we'll see. Alright guys, so there was a tape here, and it looks like not OEM because they use a different type of tape, so usually that's not an OEM. So I removed that, and I can see here, so these are ICUH, this guy here, that's all for your, I think that's the connection for the gateway, so it spreads out from diagnostic can, and it spreads out to different type of protocol, they say, right? So this pink and gray, that's our diagnostic can, where you can see there that's spliced in with somewhere, I don't know what. Same thing on our, you can see here, this is our beacon, high and low, and usually that's straight orange and green going to that other end of this harness, right? But you can see here there's a splice again, a different color. So I think they messed this up, so I guess that's why it's still not communicating. It's interrupting one of the lines. So the best way here is either I'm gonna send them out, tell them to, you know, whoever installed this, to put it back together as original and see if we can still communicate. If not, it's either they're gonna ask me to put this everything back together on how is this connected. Because look at this, so pink and gray, that's supposed to go straight here, pink and gray. That's solid wire, there's no splice here. As I can see on our wiring diagram, it doesn't show that there's a splice in this area. It should be just hard wire going somewhere, but in this case here there's a lot of splice going on here. And for sure that whatever that module is, I think that's a GPS tracker or something like that, that's causing this issue. So let me put everything back together, and I'm gonna try to move the car without pushing it. So let's see when that's done, and yeah, and let's review our diagnosis. Alright guys, so I put everything back together except on this area here where I see you, because I still have to report to the advisor on what they want me to do. But I will highly suggest that they're gonna go back to where they installed this component, because at least they're familiar where they hook up all those lines, right? But anyway, so we don't have immobilizer icon there. I can go reverse now, drive, and it won't jump back to park, right? So let me go reverse and just drive this quickly. Drive. Okay, so far it drives moving forward or reversing, so that's good. So yeah, I guess the moral lesson on this one was, especially with the complicated stuff like this or a very weird issues, double check first if there's any aftermarket installed. In this case I didn't made a big deal. I just saw that, I don't know what's that, a horn or something like that, a small horn. Maybe that's only for, I don't know, GPS or something like that, I don't know. So that's why I didn't like focus on that one. But it made, I think my process was, at least it went to give me on that direction, right? Because I also check on our P can and the C can, that resistance value that I had was good at once, at 60 ohms. But on the B can, since I can't really communicate to my smart key module, which is the IBU, that's why I want focus there. Because even though I mentioned many times that even though you have ignition off, you can still always go to that module and check the data or program keys. But in this case it didn't even do that. So even though we did remove that component, the connector, we still can't communicate between the scan tool and the vehicle, right? So because in these new models right now, especially in new cars, not only in Hyundai, not only on Genesis, that they're using a diagnostic can, right? So instead of there's hardwire as communication line from the OBD port or the data link connector going straight to the modules. Right now it's not the case anymore, so they have this diagnostic line that goes into the central gateway, they called it, and from there they're gonna go talk to every other network, so the B-CAN, the C-CAN, the P-CAN. So in this case, I think you should not, especially on these new cars, don't, I guess, installed any stuff unless you know what you're doing, or don't install or tap on any wires, especially on the communication line, because it will create a lot of issues if it's like that. So I know I'm cutting off and every time I take the video capture. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure don't install any aftermarket. You can install aftermarket stuff, but at least it's not connected to the communication line, right? So yeah, and I guess that's it. So see you guys next time, and thank you for watching.